Hey, I'm Meggie Kay. So winter can be pretty harsh on your skin. And now living in the Canadian Rockies, I am currently experiencing quite a winter, and I thought I would make a little video about my winter skincare tips that are making my winter mountain adventure a little bit nicer to my face. So if you are planning any kind of winter adventure yourself, these are some things you might want to consider. My first tip, and probably my most basic tip, is to moisturize. Now, I have really dry skin to begin with, so moisturizing is always a very important step for me, but especially in winter, you need to moisturize. It is dry everywhere. So getting a good moisturizer is really good. Personally, I like to stick with really basic but heavy duty moisturizers, especially in winter. I've been using this Holistic Vanity Damage Care moisturizer right now. I actually bought this after my microneedling appointment, if you saw that video. This is what they recommended I use during the healing process, and I was out of moisturizer anyways, so I was like, sure, let's pick up a bottle. And now that it is winter and my skin is extra dry, it has come in handy again. And so yeah, if they recommend this when you have tiny little cuts all over your skin and it's irritated, it's probably just a good moisturizer for dry skin generally. Tip number 2 is to have a calming toner. I'm a big fan of toners in general, but in winter specifically, having a calming toner I think is really good. I find it helps just to soothe any kind of irritation that winter might inflict. I've been really liking the Scenic Simple Calming Toner, and it's really watery, so I actually put it in a little spray bottle, and this makes it just easier to apply all over my face, and then I can pat it in. Also, if I just spent a few hours outside and my skin is really red, you know the redness you get in your cheeks just from being outside in the cold wind? If I'm not ready to do like a whole bunch of stuff to my face, just spraying this on in the middle of the day just kind of helps soothe the tightness that comes after being outside for a while. So yes, calming toner is really good, and if it's a particularly watery toner, putting it in a spray bottle can be quite helpful. Tip number 3 is to have a good eye cream or eye mask. My eyes are very sensitive to everything really, but the cold is definitely one of the things. I can barely go outside for more than a few minutes without my eyes just like leaking. And then I have like dampness under my eyes from the tears, and it's really cold, so it kind of freezes a little bit and my skin gets really tight and raw and irritated under my eyes. Winter is not fun for my eye area. So yeah, having a really good eye cream or eye mask is important for me. I'm not like super attached to any particular eye cream, but my favorite eye mask is the Kosei Clear Turn eye mask. I'll put a picture of it here. I've mentioned it in a few other videos. That is my favorite eye mask, but when I went to put in my most recent order to get some for the season, they were all sold out. So instead, I actually picked up this, the Skin House Marine Active Eye Cream. I haven't tried it yet, but it really just like focused a lot on moisturizing and helping really dry eye areas. So that's what I look for when I am looking for an eye cream or an eye mask for winter, is just pure moisturizer, because I do have like other eye creams. I have a retinol eye cream and stuff like that, but because my skin gets so raw and irritated, I can't even use eye creams that have active ingredients in it. I need really plain, basic, moisturizing repair stuff for my eye area. So let's see how this one works this winter. Maybe I'll post an update on Instagram later on. Tip number 4 is to use Vaseline over lip balm or like any kind of petroleum jelly based product. Lip balms aren't necessarily bad. I do have them, but when it comes to protecting my lips in winter Vaseline or petroleum jelly is the way to go. The key thing here is that the petroleum jelly kind of creates a barrier on the lip, and when your lips are super cracked and irritated and splitting, you want to create that barrier with the outside world. Nothing's getting on my lips anymore. It needs to heal. Yeah, that is the key difference between petroleum jelly and lip balms. Like I said, I do have other lip balms. I do have this like Aquaphor like stick lip balm to carry with me, but it's still not quite the same as just like good old petroleum jelly. And if you want my extra pro tip when it comes to this, put the petroleum jelly on your lips right after like you brush your teeth and your lips are still a little bit damp. Put it on over there, like don't wipe your lips off. That way the petroleum jelly will actually like lock in the moisture on your lips and just makes everything better. That's my extra pro tip when it comes to lip care in winter. Tip number 5 is that sunscreen is still important. Many of us associate sunscreen or using sunscreen with summer and the hot sun and exposed skin, something that doesn't really happen in winter. But the sun is still out and you should still be using sunscreen. Now, I don't go all out with sunscreen because clearly I am covered most of the time in winter, but I do have specific face sunscreen I like. The one I've been using recently is the Skin Aqua Tone Up Essence. And this one has like a bit of a green hue to it to kind of like counteract any redness. I don't know if it works. My skin doesn't actually get very red unless like I've been outside for a long time and the cold has made my skin red, but it's a thing. I like it, no complaints. But my other go-to face sunscreen is the Biore UV Watery Essence, which is super popular. I'm pretty sure if you have found this video, you've probably heard of this. I feel like I've mentioned it in videos before. But yeah, even in winter, you should be making sure that you have a good, at least good face sunscreen on and protecting yourself, even though it is like minus 18, because that was the weather today, the time of me filming this. So yeah, sometimes you forget because it's so cold, but the sun is still there. So those are my 5 main winter skincare tips and what I'm doing to kind of like help my skin not be so angry during a cold Canadian winter. And if you are traveling this winter and spending some time outside doing all the fun winter activities there are to do, these are some things you might want to consider. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I'll be back with another one soon.